Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with a Divine Masculine check-in, taking a look at their energies at the time that you're tuning in for this reading. General advice as always, so please take from these messages whatever makes sense for your situation with your masculine and release what doesn't. I'm not quite sure yet at this point whether or not I'm going to timestamp this if we've got several scenarios that pop up, or if it's just one cohesive reading. So I'll determine that after I've recorded the reading. All right, so let's get right into it and take a look and see where the Divine Masculine is at the time of this recording. I'll be pulling from two of my decks, the Exposed deck, the many sides of the Divine Masculine, and my Voices deck. This is Volume 1, Thoughts of Introspection from the Divine Masculine. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some energies here, focusing on the masculine. Let's grab some insight. What could have been some challenges, perhaps preventing union if you guys are in separation, or that might be contributing to some obstacles at this time, as well as some nice characteristics when it comes to your masculine, if any pops up. Angels and spirit guides, please. That's a great card. So we're starting off with the Soulmate card, and I'll go ahead and grab a card from the Voices deck. So this is for those of you who feel that your Divine Masculine is your soulmate and they seem to feel the same way. Let's grab some words to go along with that card. Nothing ever goes according to plan, and that includes the day I first met you. Thank you, universe. So we have a Divine Masculine here, guys, who's very thankful that you guys connected, that they met you in the first place. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot. I'll be pulling from my TANIELU tarot deck here. Angels and spirit guides, please. The majority of my audience represents feminines, so I'm assuming you are a feminine watching for a Divine Masculine here. And we have a soulmate connection coming through, and they're very grateful that you guys met. That doesn't mean that there haven't been any obstacles. We do have the Hermit, but the Hermit card is coming up in the reverse. For some of you guys, you could be dealing with a Virgo here. So the Hermit in reverse represents perhaps a Divine Masculine who's feeling very lonely without you. So this could be confirming for us, for this scenario anyway, that you guys are not together. Maybe they're isolating themselves at this point in time, in that they're not really wanting to interact with people. They could be keeping to themselves right now. But look at this. We do have the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles in a love connection can represent a new beginning, a fresh new start, a new opportunity for the two of you to find your way back. This could be a masculine coming towards you, Divine Feminine, with a solid offer of stability, of commitment, or even long-term commitment that could lead towards marriage. Part of the reason why you guys might have gone into separation might have something to do with things that they hid from you. It could have been deceptive. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that they were cheating on you, although for some of you guys, maybe that's what happened, because this can represent lies and secrets and affairs, you know. But if it's not that, if it wasn't infidelity in a partnership, you might have just been dealing with a masculine who wasn't as open with their feelings. Let's grab some other cards here. Let's see what else. I love that. So we've got the Ace of Swords right here. Two aces coming in. Abundance and clarity. Maybe during this time apart, Divine Feminines, your masculine has worked diligently and very hard on themselves, their character, perhaps their career, their finances, all of those things seem to be looking up for your masculine. The Ace of Swords is a breakthrough that they've had. It's like that light bulb moment, that epiphany, giving them a sharper mind to be able to make better choices and to see things clearly when it comes to what it is that they want for the two of you. We do have the Temperance card. We've got the Chariot coming through as well. We've got the Three of Pentacles. This is all about teamwork. They want to work with you on this partnership. And it does seem that even if there was a separation here, for those of you that resonate with this, you guys can overcome this. Chariot, very positive in energy. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Pisces, with a Sagittarian. We've got Cancer coming through. Virgo, we've already seen. Air signs as well coming through with the swords. So you guys can overcome whatever difficulties you have experienced in this connection. Your masculine is recognizing that it will take time. You know, they're just trusting the universe to be able to guide them back to you when the time is right, to be able to restore balance in the partnership. Maybe around Sagittarius season is when something might shift and change for you and your person. It could also be during Cancer season, perhaps, when things finally start moving in the right direction. So we're looking at June, July, and for some of you guys, latter half of the year, November or December could be when things finally start falling into place. And it is telling us here that you guys will be very happy. You will be very successful in this partnership. So that's actually a really nice combination of cards there. All right, so hopefully you resonated with that. Let's go ahead and grab another card from here. We'll do another round of messages. So yeah, I might go ahead and timestamp these down below. We'll see. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the collective for my divine feminines. Tuning in, watching for a divine masculine. So let's grab another card, another message here. We've got two coming through. So we do have trustworthy, and we have a flake. Isn't that interesting? So they may have started off being somebody that you really trusted and the connection was there. Maybe when you guys made plans, they, as it says, they would flake on you. They wouldn't show up. They dropped the ball. And so maybe as time wore on, you didn't trust them as much. So let's grab another card from the Voices deck here. What else do we need to know? This is it. I've found the one for me. I feel like grabbing one more card here. What else, please, for the collective, for this divine masculine reading? What else do we need to know from the masculine? Oh, wow. Wow. I may have ghosted you, but I'm still stalking your social media pages. Interesting set of cards, guys, okay? So there's a reason why we have two cards coming through from their energy, trustworthy, and then they ended up being a flake. This is somebody that you invested your time and energy in. Maybe you felt as well, divine feminine, that you found the one. But then they ended up ghosting you. They just weren't around for you. They didn't show up for you the way you needed them to. And now here they are, stalking your social media pages. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't. Maybe you've had your suspicions that they've been doing that. But it's coming through here. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify. I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection tarot deck. They ended up flaking and ghosting you. And, you know, after they did all those things, if this is something you relate to, they regret it. You know, because now they're telling you, this is the one. I've found the one for me. So you represent that person. You represent the one that they feel is the one for them. But they didn't appreciate you when they had you because they they flaked. You know, they dropped the ball. They ended up not being there for you when you needed them most. So what is up with this? Now they're trapped in their thoughts, okay? So this could be mental imprisonment for this particular scenario, for this masculine. You know, it's like they know what they did. They know what they did to hurt you, Divine Feminine. And they did not appreciate you when you guys were together. They just didn't. But now they're coming through as the Emperor. The Emperor is not the type to ghost you and to flake. And so I feel maybe they have realized what an a-hole they were before, you know, and now they're feeling that they want to be with you. But I'm just feeling for this group of cards, you're probably listening to this and going, you know what, I don't want anything to have to do with this person. They really hurt me. They had their chance and now they're done. You know, you're no longer somebody that wants to entertain this connection. Even if they are stalking your social media pages, maybe at this point they've already seen you with somebody else. There's clearly healing that needs to happen here when it comes to this. They know they hurt you. That's why perhaps they're feeling a little bit guilty about how they handled all this. Four of Swords, you know, it represents rest, a resting period. It represents contemplation. It represents restoration. And maybe that's what you needed to do, Divine Feminines, in order to find yourself once again. They found you after the fact, and you found yourself after the fact. You know, that's just what I'm getting here. That once you guys broke up, because they ghosted you or because they just really didn't see value in the partnership, you had to work at healing. And maybe spending time on your own was very healing. It was much needed. And I feel it really gave this person the opportunity to wake up a little bit, to realize, what have I done? I just, you know, let somebody walk out of my life. And realizing this is the one for me. This is the one I want. So this Divine Masculine is coming in as the Knight of Cups as well. So we've got the Emperor. For some of you guys, this represents Aries. Knight of Cups representing water energy. So Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. This is a very romantic energy from this card. I have a feeling, you know, maybe at one point in time it could have been very romantic, but just based off of these cards, they fell short of being able to sustain that energy. But look at this. They want to start over. They know that they need to take that leap of faith and just go for it if this is going to turn into anything. They know how they were in the past. And this is all about looking ahead. This is all about taking a look at the possibilities of where the future might ultimately be for the two of you. I can't help but feel, though, Divine Feminines, if this one is the scenario that you're resonating with, I don't think you're going to go for it, honestly. That's just what I'm feeling. I mean, of course, you have your own free will. You can if you want to. I'm just feeling somebody who's ghosted you, disrespected you, flaked on you. I don't feel this is someone that you're going to want to reconnect with or revisit a partnership with. I feel you've either already moved on or you'd rather be single rather than being with this person. We've got conflicts here, you see. Five of Swords. So the conflict, too many tense moments between the two of you. The Five of Swords could also represent a masculine who was sneaking around on you, and therefore that compromised their integrity to the point where you couldn't trust them anymore. They could have been juggling as well, juggling priorities, juggling people. But this is also coming through, Divine Feminines, and I gotta say it. So even though they were an a-hole in the past, they might have started off as someone who was immature or, as we can see, a flake, somebody who ghosted you, mistreated you. but maybe enough time has passed that they've actually matured and they're coming towards you as this more compassionate, loving King of Cups. Maybe for some of you guys that doesn't matter. It's just too much water under the bridge, or too much time has passed to the point where you're not interested. But that's the energy that's coming forward from this person. That they've got some regrets over how they treated you. And they're watching your social media pages, maybe to test the waters, to see if it's even worth it to reach out. Okay, so I'll leave that one there. That's what's coming through from that batch of cards for me. All right, so let's go ahead and grab a third set and see what else needs to come through, focusing on the Divine Masculine here, because the masculine has many sides, as is addressed by this deck. We're exposing the Divine Masculine. So let's go ahead and grab another card or two. We'll see. We have a vulnerable masculine coming through. They're feeling very fragile right now. But we have an empathic Divine Masculine as well. So let's go ahead and grab some dialogue from the Voices deck. A third batch of cards here. So I feel at this point, yes, I probably will timestamp these down below. Angels and spirit guides, please. So what's up with the energy of the Divine Masculine for this third group of cards for scenario number 3? Oh, wow. Yes, I'm jealous as hell. You are the very air I breathe. Oh my. So I have a feeling here, Divine Feminines, some of you guys might have already moved on to another partnership, another relationship, and maybe your masculine has heard, or they feel it. You know, they are coming through as this empathic energy here. They're jealous. Or they have jealousy issues. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify here. I'll be pulling from my tarot teacher with this one. So scenario number 3, we have a jealous Divine Masculine. You are the very air I breathe. I feel you guys are still connected somehow. So this is a scenario where you guys are not together. Part of that vulnerability could be preventing them from reaching out to you. So part of this energy that I'm picking up from this batch of cards, Divine Feminine, is your masculine might be reaching out to you in the 5D or telepathically, or you guys might be seeing each other in your dreams, that sort of thing. Ace of Cups, they want a new beginning here. They still feel that deep connection with you. They want a new beginning here. Look at these cards. Wow. Let me move these guys up. All right, so we do have the Sun, which is a beautiful energy of happiness, fulfillment, a very positive energy there. They want to be in union with you, Divine Feminine. Six of Cups, they are really focused on the memories that you guys have shared. They're feeling very nostalgic. For some of you, maybe this is your high school sweetheart or childhood sweetheart. There's something about past memories here, and they want to revive those memories. They want to come back. But maybe for some of you guys, this is not possible. If you've already moved on to another partnership, you make them very happy. They want to be able to make you happy once again, but it might not be an ideal situation here if they are coming in at the wrong time. If you're already with someone else, and that could be why they're jealous. Part of the reason why you guys might have parted ways to begin with might have something to do with the Seven of Swords, where they hurt you in this way. They cheated. There is deceptive energy coming forward from that. They might have done something in the past to really hurt you, Divine Feminine. My feminines, you're coming in as the Queen of Pentacles. Someone who is very maternal, down to earth, very nurturing. For some of you guys, this could be, of course, a former partner. You guys could have already had children together. The Queen of Pentacles with that maternal energy could represent the mother figure, of course. But the Queen of Pentacles is also known to be very generous, very giving, very successful, able to stand on their own 2 feet, certainly financially. That could also be why we have a masculine who's more vulnerable if they're not as successful. 7 of Cups represents opportunities and choices and having lots of options. Maybe they recognize this about you, Divine Feminine, that you have choices that you have the capability of making. Even if they came towards you and wanted a reunion, that doesn't mean that you would accept their offer towards a reconciliation, because they know that perhaps you are in the power seat here as the Queen of Pentacles. They could be fantasizing about you, daydreaming about you still. We've got the Fool's energy right here. Some of you guys could be dealing with an Aquarian. You could be the Aquarius here, Divine Feminine. Leap of faith. Taking that leap of faith. Wanting a new beginning here. Because they know, at the end of the day, your masculine knows you're not going to have any issues finding love again. Or maybe at this point you've already found love. You know, we already have seen the Fool's energy come forward. So it's up to this masculine to be able to create movement, communication, take a gamble on love, take a chance. They might fail. They might end up getting rejected by you, Divine Feminine, but it's still worth the try, I feel. Because they really do want to start again. They still feel very connected to you. The Sun's energy, of course, is blessing this group of cards in that union is possible, long-term commitment is possible, happy times are possible, future marriages are possible, all of it is possible. But I feel it falls on the Divine Feminine to be able to allow those things to happen. The offer can come, but that doesn't necessarily mean the feminine will accept it. So the ball is in your court, Divine Feminine, as to how this is going to play out. But as you can see, we've got this King of Cups coming in, representing the Divine Masculine, telling you, Divine Feminine, they care for you, they love you, they want to be with you. Their heart is open, ready to be your life partner. Okay, so I'll leave scenario 3 at that. They're ready to be your life partner, to bring you the happiness. Okay, so let's grab one more batch of cards here, guys, for scenario number 4. Again, using my exposed deck here, the many sides of the Divine Masculine. So we'll grab one more group of cards and see, checking into the Divine Masculine energy, we have indecisive. Okay, let's grab one more card. They can't make up their mind, but we do have this chivalrous card coming through, and this is somebody who really takes care of you. Could be very romantic as well, Divine Feminine. So let's grab some cards once again from the Voices deck. So what are the words to go along with indecisive and chivalrous? Angels and spirit guides, please. I don't want to be second in line for your heart. I feel like grabbing one more card here. It could have been the masculine's indecision as well, I'm feeling, that might have actually contributed to them losing you, Divine Feminine, because they took too long to decide. And so some of you guys might have already moved on to somebody else, and they would be second in line because some of you guys might have already moved on. And then this is coming through. My intentions were never to hurt you, but I did it anyway. Please forgive me. And perhaps the chivalrous thing to do for this masculine anyway, knowing that they would be second in line for your heart, Divine Feminine, is to walk away from this one unless somewhere down the line you are free to be able to open up your heart to this person. I just happened to glance at the next card. All I need to move on is for you to tell me that you forgive me for hurting you. Please forgive me. And then we have another reference to forgiveness, the desire for forgiveness right there. So let's clarify. I'll be pulling from my Illuminated Star Tarot. This is volume 1. Scenario number 4. Angels and spirit guides, please. For the collective, what do we need to know when it comes to the Divine Masculine here? So they ended up hurting you, possibly due to their indecisiveness, and that might have contributed to you leaving and just going your own separate way, Divine Feminine. Yeah, because of this indecision on their part, this Tower moment happened. That's what's coming through here. Here you are, Divine Feminine. Femininity. Some of you guys could have already had children together. Or you have moved on. You've moved on. Maybe you now have a family with somebody else. You could be expecting at this point with somebody else. You empowered yourself, Divine Feminine, and maybe decided to go in a different direction after having experienced this Tower moment with a masculine who hurt you. They acknowledge that here. They acknowledge it. Justice card. Some of you guys could be dealing with a masculine who is a Libra. This is about truth, clarity, fairness. And maybe there's a part of this masculine that's feeling like life is unfair, you know, but at the same time, maybe they didn't have the necessary clarity that they needed, which is why they couldn't make up their mind as to what it was that they wanted in this partnership. And so you were only going to wait so long, Divine Feminine. So I feel for those of you that resonate with this, you just decided, you know what, I can't wait anymore. And I'm going to be able to find happiness elsewhere because you don't seem to want to take things to the next level, or we're just not on the same page. And again, they hurt you somehow here. And so I feel for my feminines, you empowered yourself, you love yourself enough to walk away from it and move on. And so now for some of our masculines, for this scenario, they're telling you here that they're willing to move on without you, and that the only thing that they would really need on your part is to forgive them for hurting you. So I feel perhaps for scenario number 4, some of you might be dealing with a masculine who never had closure, and perhaps that's all they're looking for at this point. And that's what this 6 of Swords would help them to achieve, to be able to move forward, leave whatever happened in the past, finally let go, you know, finally release the burdens, the baggage that they've been holding on to. That's what's coming through there. So the 6 of Swords, it's about moving on. And, you know, I can't help but see it from this card. All I need to move on is for you to tell me that you forgive me for hurting you. Look at this. We've got the 8 of Swords. So they really are imprisoned in this never-ending hamster wheel of anxiety and stress in their own head, you know, based off of what they did in the past. They would love to be able to manifest this wish to be with you once again, Divine Feminine. But I feel for scenario number 4, it might be a little bit more difficult because some of you guys might have already moved on because they waited so long to take action, to realize you're the one that they want. Because at this point, I'm feeling for some of you guys that resonate with this, maybe you've already gotten married at this point, you already have a child or children with somebody else, and they know they'd be second in line for your heart. They know that they contributed to that Tower moment. They know that they contributed to you guys being out of balance, out of sync with each other. And they're struggling to let this go. They really are. I feel on behalf of this masculine, they are very curious to know where perhaps life is for you at this point. Part of that restless energy of the Page of Swords is just wanting to communicate, but knowing that maybe they can't or that they shouldn't. Look at this. 10 of Swords. It fell apart. It was a very painful ending to this partnership. That's that Tower moment. 9 of Swords, insomnia, nightmares, feeling hopeless. That's this masculine. They're going through it. They're going through a very difficult time right now. They can't even forgive themselves, and that's contributing to this heaviness and why they can't seem to move on. You know, it's going to take time. They're going to have to put in the work to be able to move on and to be able to heal. Okay? Makes sense for me that we have the Strength card here as well. Some of you guys could be dealing with a masculine who is a Leo here. They're going to have to find the strength within them to be able to heal and move on. You know, they know that they contributed to the breakup, to the Tower, to the 10 of Swords. All of these things are very challenging. For some of you, Divine Feminine, they might have been very deceptive towards you, telling you lies, keeping things from you, keeping things hidden. And now they're feeling the ramifications of all of those actions. So this could be a scenario where it's a little bit too late. You know, it's too late. They're coming towards you, telling you they're ready to commit to the partnership. But it's too late, because I feel that Divine Feminine, you've already moved on. If you're not in another relationship at this point, then you're just content on your own journey. Maybe you're content being single. It's time to move on. It's time to focus on what's ahead rather than what's represented by the past. And that's a lesson that this masculine is going to have to learn. They have the capability to manifest other connections, to be successful in their life, career-wise. You know, they could really tackle some major obstacles and just get to a place in their life where they're doing better. But it's going to take time, because I feel we've got a scenario here with a masculine who's just not making much progress because they're still carrying the weight of the past on their shoulders. But eventually they will emerge as this Emperor. And again, guys, you know, remember, we have the Empress coming through here. So if you guys don't end up reconnecting and getting back together, for those of you that already have children, maybe you will co-parent. But we do have eventually a masculine who will show up for you, Divine Feminine. It might not be in a relationship, especially if you've already moved on to somebody else, but they will show up for you to take responsibility for their own actions. That's what's coming through there. And of course, there is a percentage of those of you who, despite the history that you've shared, the ups and downs, the Tower moments, that somewhere down the line you do reconnect and are able to come back together and see this person as a divine counterpart, to be able to heal whatever was a part of the past, to manifest this wish. That, of course, is up to you. But for those that aren't open to that, I just feel scenario number 4, it's about a divine masculine who hasn't been able to move on because they're stuck in the past. And for some of you guys, they might not ever get that closure from you, divine feminine, because it's just too much water under the bridge, or just too much time has passed, or you don't care. You know, it's like, sorry, you hurt me, I've moved on, and that's your stuff to carry, you know? So that's what I'm getting from scenario number 4. All right, guys, so I wanted to go ahead and grab some final dialogue messages here. I'll be pulling from my Valentine Connection Oracle. So for those of you, of course, focusing on a divine masculine that you care for and love, let's take a look and see what they need to say to you to wrap up this reading. Angels and spirit guides, please, for those tuning in for a divine masculine, what do they want to say? What words need to be expressed here? What does your masculine need to say to you, divine feminine? So we'll grab a few from here. Do you still love me? For some of you, the answer to that is a yes, that you do still love your masculine. It just doesn't guarantee a reunion if you guys are not on the same page, or if too much time truly has passed. And there could be those of you who've already moved on to another relationship. Let's go ahead and grab some more. My heart never strays too far from you. So you will forever be a part of their heart, divine feminine, no matter what. What else for the divine masculine? For some of you, Cupid's arrow will strike again. So that's an indication of a future reunion. I fantasize about you more than I care to admit. We can't ignore this intense attraction between us. Look at this next card right here. Will you give us another chance? I love you. And there are those of you perhaps where your response would be a yes. Let's grab 3 more cards here to wrap up this reading. I am so crazy in love with you. Okay, they're still in love with you, divine feminine. They still think about you. You are my best friend. You know me better than I know myself. You guys could have been the best of friends. They could have even said these things to you. You know me better than I know myself. And one final message from the divine masculine. Knowing that you love me is the best gift my heart has ever received. Forever grateful for your love. So whether you guys ever get back together or not, this masculine, or the masculine that you're thinking about, they're very grateful for you. We did see that in one of the messages. Very grateful for the time that you guys have shared, for the love that you did give them. For some masculines we've seen, they really dropped the ball. They missed the opportunity. They messed up. And for some of our masculines, they're wanting to fix whatever it was that contributed to the breakup and the distance and time apart. Divine feminine, I feel there's a lot of power in your hands here when it comes to the connection with your divine masculine. I feel it's up to you whether you accept them back in, for those who are in separation. And I feel the divine masculine is going to have to earn their way back in, especially those of you who have been hurt, because there's just no guarantee that you would ever take them back. You know, and that's just a lesson that they're going to have to learn. All right, guys, so whichever scenario you were able to resonate with, I do hope that it offered you guidance that's helpful, and that it offered you some sense of peace, hopefully, All right, so I will leave it there, guys. If you are interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next time.